The purpose of this meeting is going over how to win listings. I just won 2 listings and they were interviewing multiple agents. But today I'm going to show you exactly what I say at a listing appointment. I'm going to go over how I present whenever I meet with a seller. It's important to know what you're saying. Practice too. This all takes practice. I practice with my brother. You could practice with any of the agents in this group. You guys have everyone here to practice. You could go on Zoom calls and practice. You don't have to be in person. But I'm going to show you how I just won 2 listings and how I always win listings. If they're interviewing other agents, they're interviewing multiple agents, not just me. All right, they're like, okay, hey, we're gonna interview 2 other agents and I wanna know what you have to offer. So let's get you guys some wins. First and foremost, the most important thing when you are interviewing for a listing, the stats are cool, you know them. But number one is you better build rapport with these people. They better like you some way, somehow. If they don't, they're not gonna hire you. So number one thing I do when I meet them is I start building rapport. I start understanding what their wants and needs are. And I also wanna just know who they are, what their motivation is. So when I go to a listing appointment, I start noticing things inside the house. Look inside the house, how can you build a quick connection? Something that I learned throughout my years in the car business is to build quick connections with people because they're buying a car so fast, that transaction so fast, I gotta get them to like me or else they're gonna go to another dealership and get a better price, right? So build rapport. Do you guys understand how to build rapport? Yeah, just like that right there, just drag the chair. There you go, that's how you do it. But I like to be energetic. I don't know, I'm not too serious when I go into the listing appointment. I don't like to, here's the paperwork, I'm nervous. No, I want to just talk to them, just be a real person. So I got referred to this couple, and they're about 65 years old. They told me they were interviewing their contractor who also has their real estate license that offered them to list their home for 3%. I was like, total. They're like, and the husband's like, hey, tell me why you can do a better job. And I'm gonna go over this. He's like, my wife is really concerned about the pricing and the commissions. No problem. Let me meet your wife. Let me meet your wife. She's the decision maker. The moment he said that, that clicked. So now I have to cater this presentation more towards the wife, and I have to show my points of value. So let's just go build rapport, and that's investigating. So that's finding out who the decision maker is, and then also ask about the house. After you build rapport, ask about what's been done in the home. Have there been any updates, any damages that you had to fix, anything that you've done, new roof, water heater, furnace, all these big things. Ask, investigate, and write notes. Also, I want to get to the next point on how sellers make decisions, how they buying decisions. So if they're gonna buy into your listing, 15% of people only go with the lowest price. That's 15% of the sellers. They're only gonna go with the cheapest agent. 5% of sellers will decide and pay the highest just because they feel like, oh, if you get what you pay for, the service. So 5% will pay the highest price. Now, 80% of the people, most of them just want value. 80% just want value. So in their minds, value means, here's the formula in their head, price and quality. So they're thinking, what's the price and quality that this agent's gonna deliver? So that's 80% of the people here, and that's who you wanna focus on. The lowest price people are gonna go with, no matter what, they're just gonna buy with the cheapest people, cheapest agent, it doesn't matter. So focus on the 80% and deliver the value. Here's the value proposition. If you could see this pie here, you got the seller, you got you, and then the competition, the people that they're interviewing. Here, I wanna show you what makes your value proposition different. Here's a value parity. Do you guys know what value parity is? Value parity, let me just share with you, is this little wedge that I just showed you. What are we all gonna do? Every agent's gonna put a sign on the ground. They're gonna put a key box. They're gonna do open houses. It's gonna be on the MLS at Redfin, Zillow, right? No matter what, that's gonna be the same, right? That's always gonna be the same. So that's the value parity. How do you create your value wedge? This is value parity. How do you become this person, your value wedge? What's your value? What makes you different? And when I'm sitting down with them and they're going hard on me on discount, here's the question that I ask them. What are 3 things that you're looking for in your realtor when you hire them? What are 3 things? They're gonna give you an answer. They're not gonna leave you hanging. I want a discount. I want a discount. Awesome. Great. Do you guys know how to handle this objection or handle this response? Well, first of all, if you've read this book, which I highly recommend, The Presentation Secrets of Steve Jobs, he says, first you must clarify the problem before you present a solution. First clarify why they want a discount, and then you start giving them a solution. But you can't just go into solutions without clarifying what the problem is. When they say, I want a discount, I say, tell me a little bit more about that. Why? And then their answer is, I have other agents offering me to do this listing for 1%. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you do. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. When they say that, I say, okay, awesome. What is your goal in selling this home? I want to know exactly what your goal is. Seller's going to say, to save as much money as I can. That's all they're doing is, I want to save as much money as I can. No problem. Great. This is my favorite question to ask. If you could wave a magic wand, how would this transaction look like from A to Z? Well, I think it would be awesome to sell this home by the end of December. I'd like to have it all sold and closed. And I'd also like to be the first to break $800,000 in my neighborhood. All the other homes are selling for around $760,000, $780,000. Awesome. And then once you clarify what the problem is, this is the most important thing that I ask. This is the setup right here. Do you believe your home will sell for a fixed price, or do you feel like it will sell in a range of value based on the marketing and negotiation skills of your real estate agent? That's a killer question to ask. You don't have to take a photo. I'm going to send this to you guys, but this is the question to ask, because every seller that I ask this question to is saying it's going to sell in the range of value based on the marketing and negotiation skills of my agent. It's never a fixed price. If it was, then they could say, oh, let me hire my niece. She just got her license. She's brand new. She could sell it. That means that the house is going to sell no matter what for $800,000, right? But no, he understands that it depends on the level of the skills of the agent that representing them. When they say that they want a discount, then I go into my 5 points of value. This is what you want to articulate. Pricing, okay? Number one, what we do is pricing. We're gonna net you the most here. This is what we do for our sellers. So pricing is key to getting you the best, the highest offer, okay? So we gotta price it strategically. I know how to price because we know how to study the stats. We've researched, we understand this, and we've been doing this. And if you haven't been doing it, just say you have, because you have Scott and I that's been doing it. And most of you that have listed, lean on us so we could do the research for you and then get you to sell that listing like this. So pricing is number one most important thing, and we know how to price to get the most eyes on the home. Number two is presentation. Presentation matters. First impression, people are online, right? People are searching online, so first impressions matter. When they're searching for a home, do you want your home to be not staged? Do you want it to be just like a whatever listing? Or do you want the most eyes on it? So we enhance the property, and when we do that, we get you top dollar. Staging, photos, and video. And when I say that, I show them, here's what previous listings look like. You guys that never had a listing, when I first started, I used Scott's listings. Here's what our listings look like. And then show them our listing. Number three, promotion and marketing. I am number one on social media in Washington. I will get you the most eyes on your property. The more eyes, the more contracts. And one thing I do want to mention here, the marketing and promotion, these people I was talking to, they were 65 years old. They said, Sean, my daughter is on TikTok. And she said, are you going to hire Sean Bautista from TikTok? And then I was like surprised. I was like, oh, wait, hold on. These people are a little bit older, but their kids are watching me on TikTok, and their kids live in California. You never know who's watching. The kids pushed them to work with Sean. They were saying, yeah, he's on TikTok. He kills it on there. You should use him. So our marketing and promotion, it's key to be on social media. Number four, negotiating. It's not just price. We don't just negotiate the price. We also negotiate the contingencies. Also, when they're closing, the dates that they're going to be moving in. It's not just price. It's all the above. What else do we have on negotiating, Scott? There's a ton of things. There's so many lines. We understand these contracts like lawyers. We understand it like the back of our hand. And this is how I'm speaking to them. I understand these contracts like the back of my hand. We are negotiating on your behalf. I like to tell stories too, because when I got an offer for a property, I told the seller, hey, Mr. Seller, I represented a seller in Seattle. He built a new DADU, which is a detached ADU unit, and he had to hook that up to a new sewer line. He had to connect it to the existing home. When he he did that, that triggers that to go into a sewer capacity charge. So anything 1990 and above in King County, automatically you will have to pay a sewer capacity charge. How much is that? Roughly $12,000. If I didn't know a little check mark box saying seller to pay all prepaid things in full, then the seller would have lost $12K because of me. Not with my eyes. I looked at that contract, I countered it, and then the buyer signed it around, and I saved my clients $12,000 from the sewer capacity charge. This is understanding the contracts, but this is a story that I told the seller. You guys could tell the same story. You guys are a part of our group. But that gave them confidence. Oh, this guy knows his contract. Last but not least, we're gonna take you from A to Z. We're gonna manage the transaction. It's not just me. We also have a transaction manager handling this process to keep you updated the whole way from the moment they deposit the earnest money until they release for recording and then they get the keys. You are going to be communicated throughout, and communication is key when handling a listing. We're not just gonna put a sign up and then let you be. We gotta talk to all the agents in and out showing. We have to also gather up information from other agents that showed but did not place an offer. So we manage this full transaction. We don't just put up the sign, and this is important. And so once you articulate your 5 points of value, they're gonna start thinking, oh wow, okay, this guy is really good. I don't say anything. I just wait for them to talk. If you keep talking, that means you're trying to oversell. But this is where I stop. The fee to deliver this level of service is 6%. That's where I go. And then I wait for their response. This is literally how I close. I just wait for them what to say, and then they start thinking, they're thinking. Remember Cam and Randy, they were thinking, okay, I got to really think about it because someone's giving me 3%. You guys are double. I said, well, you definitely get what you pay for. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to deliver the value. And then from there, in the morning, I don't push too hard to have them. If they're not ready to sign anything, I don't push too hard. But the moment we left, I gave them a thank you. I sent them a thank you text, a thank you email saying, hey, thank you for having me over your home. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to present what we do and why we do it the best. I look forward to hearing from you.